Anyway, we are going to talk wrestling now. Let's call in the great Harvey. Hey, Big Black, is that you?
Hello,
dude. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful journey watching you and your gigantic family traipsing through Orlando and Disney. I mean, seriously, when you said, I've been joking that you have 8 kids, but you do. You have like 16. You have kids that look as old as you.
George.
I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like, dude, Harvey, like, I don't know if they all belong to you, but
You've
that's
got a lovely family, Harvey.
A lot of children down there.
Thank you. I do have a lot of kids, and we drove, and I have so many kids that I had to do 2 trips.
Now, you know what's going to be cool?
So we drove there, and then we came back and did it again.
What?
So.
No, I said what's going to be cool is when they get older, he can make them drive.
That's like in 2 weeks. I mean, I think he has like an 18-year-old. I was shocked. Harvey, so you went to Disney?
Yes, sir.
You also went to Universal?
No. I did Busch Gardens.
Close. Why would you go down there to do Busch Gardens? Isn't there one around here somewhere?
Well, we were out there, and with as many kids as I have, we have to kind of take a look at finances. And Universal, they're out of their mind what they're charging, so we had to kind of make some decisions. Yeah. And Busch Gardens was the better way. The kids aren't. Universal wouldn't have worked for my kids. They're not into that stuff.
They're not Potterheads.
No, they're not Potterheads at all. None of them have read the books, so it wouldn't have worked out. It's still early.
You know what? Maybe for you, don't let him ever read that book. Save some money.
It could be a problem.
Yeah,
it could be a problem.
So thank you so much for joining us again. It's been a while. We're sorry, but there's just been we've had your schedule is overlapping weird with us. We kind of moved around the show a little bit. We are now back on TV. Like there's a lot of changes going on. We are talking about possibly doing a short scale, a shorter spin-off of just our wrestling show. So we're going to have a lot to talk about in the near future, Harvey. But right now, we are going to talk Survivor Series and War Games. We're only going to talk about the matches we're looking forward to because there's a lot of shit on both of these. Not both. I'm sorry. War Games is great. But before we do that, Harvey, I know you've been waiting patiently. You have been waiting so patiently to talk to us about the big return. We are going to give you 2-3 minutes right now to just talk to us about what it was like to see Hulkamania run wild once again in Saudi Arabia. The floor is yours, Harvey.
Wait, Harvey, you were in Saudi Arabia for it?
No, he wasn't there. No.
Because I was going to say, the airfare with all those kids would be...
That's why we couldn't fly to Disney, because we flew to... Let me say, we've spoken about the Hulkster, about Terry Bollea in the past, and everybody knows how I feel about him. But his return was not a surprise. It was expected. It was ridiculous that they listen. We were sexist, we're racist, we're everything here. Let's find the place that's even more sexist, and let's bring Hogan there.
Yeah, he was accepted there.
Of course, he's accepted.
He was progressive there.
Oh, I don't understand, but I'd like to say like I don't know what's going on, but I do. I've been a fan of WWE long enough. I've seen Roddy Piper in blackface. I've seen Men on a Mission. I've heard Andre the Giant use the N-word talking about Bad News Brown. I've heard this doesn't surprise me. It's a continual pattern. So WWE, their biggest star ever, and it might be something, maybe him and Stone Cold, but they pulled him out, brought him out there in Saudi Arabia. Let's see what the fans think. Let's see what happens, and if they like him there, then they must love him in Scranton, Pennsylvania, or whatever.
It's Wilkes-Barre, actually, when they...
Whatever. Clearly, I don't go there. So, I heard about it, like, really? But I knew, because there was talk that he had flown out there. He even mentioned it. And then they act like it was a surprise when he showed up. If you know anything about wrestling, you know he was there. So he shows up, he talks, he does whatever, and he leaves. And I'm like, okay. So then I had to email WWE and I had to cancel that WWE Network because I can't. I mean, there's only so much hypocrisy I can take.
So instead, now you're going to come over to my house for pay-per-views to watch it, which is perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable.
Hey, if I want to watch War Games and old school War Games, I'm going to your house to watch it. I'm not paying WWE to do it. If I want to see Dusty kick the Horseman's ass and want to do something, I'm coming to George's house because his house is nice.
All right, Survivor Series, not War Games. We do have a wedding on War Games night. Sadly, Hambone and I are going to be watching it from the bathroom next Saturday.
Pulling it up on my phone.
But Survivor Series, we will 100%. You're welcome to the Headhunters Lounge, Adam. You are always welcome as well. We have musician Adam Bird here with us too, Harvey. Let's talk a little bit about, all right, so Saudi Arabia is done. We're not going to talk about Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Evolution, I think we can all say.
I will just say one thing.
One of the best pay-per-views ever. Go ahead, Hambone.
You know, I did watch it. I refused to watch it, Harv, when it aired. I just saw the clip afterwards because I kind of, at the point, I wanted to see how it went down. In, I think, the 2 minutes he was out there, he said brother 14 times.
Oh, of course. That's all.
I mean, and that's all you need to know from the transaction.
I said I wasn't going to talk about Saudi Arabia, but I got to be very clear. My hero, I have one hero in life, next to my father, and he probably for most of my life was not as important as Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. Oof. And seeing him return, knowing he's 53, knowing he's not exactly in ring shape, and having to go a half hour carrying a fucking 2-on-1 handicap match by himself because Triple H got hurt. Look, I give credit to you. You're not just my hero. That was fucking insane. And if, a lot of people are being dumb. I think it's people who did not really experience him the first time who are like, oh, it's a bunch of old men. He looked terrible. I'm like, no. He carried two other dudes that should not be wrestling to a decent match.
Trust me, I saw Rob Van Dam wrestle a few weeks later, and he couldn't be carried if he had handles. And he's younger.
You know what I love about Shawn Michaels now is he's like a mob member when they get a nickname that's the opposite of what they like when somebody's tiny but they're really giant.
Sexy boy.
Everything about Shawn Michaels in his later years has flipped. I mean, he's one of the ugliest people on the planet right now. The heartbreak in the Heartbreak Kid is me watching him.
Oh, come on. He saved that match from being complete garbage. It could have just went to shit. They could have called it after Triple H.
It's ironic because the Taker, the one we give the most shit to, just because we see him year in, year out now, he probably looked the best out of all of them.
I think he stepped up his game. I think when he realized that they were down a guy, it did look like he stepped up his game. I think that's the match that should have been the Australian Showdown match. That was, Yes. I thought this match was significantly better.
I'm not throwing shade at Shawn. I mean, one, I couldn't do that.
Nope.
And two, he hasn't been in the ring in a long time. It's just, it's such a WWE thing to be that underwhelming and just be like, oh, Shawn Michaels, like the one guy who's respected his retirement. Yeah, let's have him just come back for some random tag team match in Saudi Arabia.
We found out this week that Jericho made $100,000 for his 4-minute match in the Rumble.
So you can imagine what
Shawn made. Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, I get why he did it. I get why WWE did it. It's just there is no sacred ground that Vince McMahon will not stomp on.
Oh, of course not. It's Vince.
I know he's a walking trash man, but I just...
It's fair.
Yes, he is. Listen, I agree with you. Shawn is phenomenal, and I think he's bored. He's out there on his ranch or whatever, and nothing to do, and he's watching these people wrestle, and he's like,
watching with one eye. The poor guy.
Wait. Harvey, I got to stop you there for a sec. He is training.
Yeah, I know he's out there. So he's not at the ranch. So he's helping people.
He's at the Performance Center. Yeah.
Right. So maybe he's like, listen, this is how you carry a pay-per-view.
Hey.
And maybe he just wanted to go out there and say, this. See, by the way, I'm 53. So when he went back, he's like, listen, I'm broken. Like, I only have one eye.
Yeah.
I'm awesome.
He's still in better shape than Marty Jannetty.
Well,
I mean, Marty's posting on Facebook about how asking people if it's okay to date his ex-girlfriend's daughter. You guys see that?
I saw that.
That was weird. That was very weird.
It's a little too BoJack Horseman right there.
Was it that he found out it wasn't his daughter, so now he felt like he could go for it?
Yeah, it was very weird.
Okay, so bringing this
that barbershop window, he's still got shards in his brain.
Yeah, it wasn't sure sugar glass back then.
Oh God.
I'm gonna try to salvage this segment. Survivor Series.
Yes.
I can tell you the match I'm looking forward to because it'll take the shortest because there's only one.
Go ahead.
The one that's probably not happening now, Becky versus Ronda.
I think we could just talk the rest of the segment because I think we're all going to agree that Becky versus Ronda.
It's the only reason to have Survivor Series this year.
Yes.
Well, no. To be fair, there are two traditional Survivor Series. There's three traditional.
Yeah, but when was the last time those were exciting?
No, the one where Roman Reigns almost killed Shane McMahon 2 years ago.
I don't think I've enjoyed a traditional Survivor Series match since I want to say when Andre the Giant and Haku were the remaining guys against, and they were on DiBiase's $1 Million. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I was even alive when this came out. I just watched it on Coliseum Home Video years later.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the memories.
Look, Becky versus Ronda has been one of the best build-ups ever, but it's so weird because Becky has truly taken the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And rolled.
Becky's the most exciting thing in the entire company.
Yes.
We need to talk about last night for a quick second.
Absolutely.
I saw that. Oh, I think I saw a photo on Twitter. I think I was finishing watching The Deuce, and I saw the photo of her face. And I'm like, what the fuck? Let's go check this out.
Yes.
And then I thought it might be, well, it's a blood caplet. Maybe they did something in the back when there was to anybody who did not watch the last 20 minutes of Raw, it was basically a cutaway from a match to Becky beating the shit out of Ronda, giving her the disarmor in the back locker room. Cut to the women of Raw being proclaimed who's going to be in the female Survivor Series match. They get attacked by the SmackDown women. It's the usual schmozz they do right before this during the go home episode.
Yeah.
And
of course wearing SmackDown shirts.
Then Becky comes out from the runway, starts beating the shit out of everyone. I saw the moment. It's the Nia Jax gave her one of the most vicious elbows I've ever seen. It does look like Becky jumped hot on her. Like, it looked like she was hitting her from behind. I guess she didn't, with all that hair Nia had. I don't think Becky looked like she jumped on her.
Well, no, the video, so you can't really see it because I watch it a lot.
But you see it when you watch Raw. You see the other angle on Raw.
So they cut it away for the Hulu version that I got to see this morning because I just saw clips of it online last night. But there was a dude who put a video out where you actually see it from the dead angle, and Becky is just, she's punching Nia Jax, and Nia Jax just turns around and just clocks her.
No, it's an elbow. It looks like, I think it's a forearm or an elbow, and it is so hard. It is like what Brock Lesnar did to Randy Orton a few years ago. But it doesn't matter the force of it.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
And I don't know if it was on.
Oh, that was nasty.
I don't know if it was on purpose or not. But you see on Raw, so they had cut away. That wasn't shown live. They just show Becky on the ground acting weird, and you're not sure what's going on. She realizes she's bleeding. Blood everywhere. I mean, it didn't look as bad as John Cena a couple years back, but I think just as much blood was coming out.
But the shot of her with her arms out and her arms are covered in blood. I can't say I've ever seen a woman in a mainstream. I know in deathmatch stuff, but in a mainstream televised show, I've never seen a female wrestler take that much color.
Well, we know Vince hates blood. Yeah, and Vince especially hates blood on women. So she just went full fucking. She went in.
She went full on Brock Lesnar wiping his blood against his chest when he beat up. I don't remember who that was.
That was Cena.
That was Cena back then.
Yeah.
I was so blown away. Here's the challenge they had. This was an attack. There was no match going on, so there was no refs believably that were anywhere near the ring.
Right.
So they couldn't exactly run a ref in to clean her up. So they had to leave her bleeding, and they couldn't cut away from her because she's the main focus. But Ronda, who I think's been doing a great job on her end. I know people have been making fun of her promos, but I think she's done very well.
I mean, the avocado toast thing was a little extra, but
it's just Becky has taken it up and just ratcheted it, and the blood, and it looks so amazing. And the worst part is, usually when they do a move like this, sans blood, it means Ronda's winning. Dear God, I hope they call an audible, even though I don't think it hurts either of them if Ronda wins.
I don't think they have the match, though, if Becky... I mean, by the time this airs, we'll know, but Becky... it's saying the broken nose she could probably go through, but she got a concussion as well, which they...
All right, so are we not talking about SmackDown and such?
We have not watched it because we've been taping the show for the last hour.
Okay. All right. So
what? Oh,
well, yeah, you could.
I'm not going to say anything. I'll leave it to you guys.
You might as well.
Yeah,
you might as well.
You might as well.
Okay, so what basically happened is Becky's not wrestling. She's out.
False.
And they had her choose who's going to take her place. Who do you guys think she chose?
Charlotte.
Asuka or Charlotte?
Definitely Charlotte.
Probably Charlotte.
If it's Lita, I will kill someone. Who is it, Harvey?
She picked Lana.
Oh.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm sorry.
You're fired. You're fired.
No, she went with Charlotte. And then they hugged.
Oh, fuck. So she got... See, I didn't think concussion...
She didn't drop the belt, right?
No.
Okay,
it's just
okay.
Basically, she's like, go in there and make her tap like I would have. She cut a nice promo saying, I can't wrestle. She's pissed. She wants to wrestle. Nobody will clear her to wrestle. So who am I going to put in her place?
How'd her nose look?
Oh my God, her face is wrecked.
Really?
Oh no, she's broken face with probably just a bit of a stretch and a severe concussion. She got knocked the hell out.
I seriously think that she hit her, like she just clocked her. It didn't look like an elbow in that clip I seen.
Naya's a big human being.
Whatever she did, she caught her really good.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan, I gotta say. I was not big into Becky. I like her. I'm always been a Flair fan. I was always been a Charlotte fan, but yesterday, that the pose, her standing there, arms wide, blood, and the crowd. She was on the other show, and they were cheering for her. That's reminiscent of Rock going to Raw, or
CM
Stone
Punk.
Cold, CM Punk. It was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of response on another show. They didn't care. That's Ronda, and they wanted her to kick Ronda's ass. They wanted to do it.
Even in the first segment, they were chanting for Becky when Ronda came out to do her little shtick.
She's a stud. Like this is the worst timing for this ever.
It sucks because
it's not super bad though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Finn losing his arm the night he wins the Universal as the first Universal champion. It's not that bad. At least she's just gonna miss the one match. She's gonna be ringside.
No, the problem.
Well, it's a concussion. You don't know how long this is gonna affect her.
Yep.
Concussions affect people. Let's assume it's WrestleMania because that's what you do. If it's not,
that's what you do. Or Royal Rumble. The problem is the next pay-per-view. I think it's Clash of Champions.
Yes.
They could do it there too because it makes based on the name, but you make that the headlining match then at Clash of Champions.
You know, it makes so much more sense to have her out and then have her come back in the Rumble and just run sick house through everybody.
No, I would do the match at Rumble.
Yeah?
I would do the match. I think WrestleMania is waiting too long. I don't think they're going to hold this. Vince can't carry a feud that long. But if they were going to headline AJ versus Brock with AJ winning, because I think Becky was going to lose, so I definitely think they're going to headline AJ versus Brock.
Right.
I think then they hold Becky to Ronda till Clash of Champions and close with that match.
That'd be awesome.
And I think that works better.
It's going to be interesting tonight because, I mean, I don't know what's happened yet, but the headline tonight is AJ and Daniel Bryan. And all I'm hearing is something's about to happen tonight. Something's happening tonight. It's like, everybody, you have to watch. This is it. Something's about to go down. So I'm really scared of them actually taking the belt off of AJ.
Why would you...
I don't know. There's no reason to do it, but I feel like when they lost their star, when they lost Becky, I feel like now in their ridiculous, I don't know how to book minds, maybe they're going to do a switch or something and bring Daniel Bryan and put him out there and get him versus Brock or something.
Yeah, why would you not want to see Daniel Bryan versus Brock?
Because I want to see Daniel Bryan die.
No, I don't want to see that.
I just think just counting suplexes and that be how many concussions Daniel Bryan gets during that match.
Oh, yeah, so he will literally die in the ring, and then we'll be able to watch that. Oh, you guys will be able to watch that on the network anytime you want. I won't because I won't pay for it. But it's, I don't know. I want. I guess we'll talk about it, but Brock AJ seems interesting. I feel like, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll get there.
No, we'll do it next because there isn't a ton of time on this segment because we talked a lot about Becky. Go ahead and talk about AJ and Brock. I really enjoyed. I thought last year AJ versus Brock was one of the Brock's best matches.
One of his best.
I think they did like 20-25 minutes. Great match. Brock won. Didn't hurt AJ at all. Nope. This time, I think AJ should go over since he's been carrying the company. I think Brock really is just holding the belt for Drew McIntyre.
Oh, that's my guy right there. Oh, love me some Drew.
I don't care.
I just don't care.
Oh my God,
I really thought your brother would be your man.
No, oh my God. First of all, if anybody should be killed in the ring with Brock, it's Leo Rush. Get him the hell out of here. What the hell is that? Listen, just because you find a black guy who can hold a mic and he can kind of talk doesn't mean you have to use him. He's ridiculous. He's absolutely terrible.
Adam, just in case you want to know, The reason why we call Bobby Lashley Harvey's brother, not because they're black, but because Harvey actually looks like a 5'8" version of Bobby Lashley.
It's true.
With 1/8 the muscle. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, he's beefy, but a different type of beefy.
I would like to pop Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I know. He probably could pop.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, just take
a pin.
The birthday balloon.
So I am excited for AJ versus Brock. But again, these matches are just more. They're matches for us fans because they don't really mean anything in the end. I'm excited for Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins.
I think it's going to be a fun match.
It'll be a fun match, but it doesn't mean that Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy. It should be a good match, but it doesn't really mean anything. And the Survivor Series matches, both of them, all three, the women, the tag, and the tag. Oh, I'm not even going with the tag match. Who cares about the tag division at this point? I was talking to Jen from Notorious Narratives.
Yes.
We were having a conversation where she was just like pissed off. It may have been on the show that there's no tag division
for the women.
And I did come back and say it's because Vince hates tag teams.
He really does.
Because he's from the mentality that why would you pay 4 people when you could pay 2 people to do the same thing, which is insane to think about, but that's his rationale. But when I saw the first 5 minutes of Raw last night, I actually texted her. In the first 5 minutes of Raw, they had a battle royal with all the tag teams in it. Why? I have no idea. Braun Strowman comes out and eats every single person in that ring.
Like Pac-Man
And
pellets.
I wrote to Jenna, I'm like, see, this is why we don't want a women's tag division.
Yeah, the tag team now is really just a traditional spot at this point.
Yep.
And being in the tag team division at all is basically like the modern version of being a jobber.
Basically.
You know? That's basically what it is. So, like,
But that's what they're doing with most of the women's division.
sure, and I get
Constantly
that you...
having to do tag matches.
I think they just need to have more women's wrestling on TV, and they could fix that.
Yeah, they don't... Do they even have enough women to have... I mean, they have... It'd be such small divisions unless you put everyone in the tag team division.
But even the men's tag division isn't that deep.
The only tag teams that matter are the ones where it's superstars put together for no reason.
You know when they're running out of moves is when they have to put Bobby Roode and what's his name together and then bring the Ascension off the bench. Like
right.
Every week? Every
Oh my
week?
God.
And they do
That's
every single week. And that's the thing, we get the B team. So yeah, the men's tag division isn't as deep either. They just kind of make it work.
Well, that's my point, is that there's less women on the roster, and you're going to then even consider carving out a tag team division?
But all you're doing is putting them up against each other in tag matches anyway. Why don't you give them something to really chase and give them a fucking belt?
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I got to say,
we don't need more belts.
I disagree.
What was interesting, I'm watching when they did the whole little thing with Becky. So she leaves the ring after giving Charlotte the shot. And at the end, they're hugging, and it's Charlotte, and everybody's hugging her except the Iconics. Literally, the Iconics are the only heels on SmackDown.
Basically.
So what's the point? What is that?
I got nothing.
Well,
That was ridiculous. Wait a minute, but weren't they? They were no, that's Raw. They were trying a nice little heel tag team, but I think Nia just killed any chance she had at being a badass heel tag team with Tamina.
Oh yeah,
because she just beat the hell out of the cash cow. So she's probably not going to be seen for a while. Or if she is seen, it's to get beaten and to get go in the back. So. I don't know.
I got nothing. I'm excited for War Games. It's going to be fun. It's only going to be 4 matches in 3 hours. We'll see how that goes.
I'm excited for Velveteen and
Aleister Black.
Yes.
Not Aleister Black. Velveteen. I'm sorry.
Ciampa.
Ciampa. I'm so tired. Gargano.
Listen, hold on. From now on,
Yes.
can you guys say I look like Velveteen Dream and not Bobby?
Yes.
Can we do that instead?
But you look nothing like the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, but we're all black. I'll let you use that
Jesus
for
Christ.
now.
If you-
Just for now.
If you show up at my house, if you show up at my house dressed like him, wearing the 3-eyed glasses this Sunday, I will call you the Velveteen Harv from now on.
I gotta find them glasses then. Oh, I gotta see.
Yeah, so that's that. I'm excited. Look, I'm really upset about Becky Lynch. You just ruined our night, Harvey. You ruined the episode. I got nothing. Look, I'm excited for War Games. It's always a good thing. Tomorrow, which now will be in the past when you're listening to this, WrestleMania tickets go on sale. I'm going to do my best to get tickets, even though I really just want to see HBK. But at this point, just blew a ton of money on Iron Maiden today, so I might as well just keep blowing money.
They're doing HBK versus Marty
Jesus.
in a custody battle for that poor girl.
Oh my God.
Sean is fighting on the side of God, and Marty is fighting on the side of crystal meth.
That's
So
it.
Sean comes out in all white, and Marty comes out naked.
Marty comes out just dressed in crystals. Blue crystals. And his theme music's going to be Crystal Blue Persuasion from Breaking Bad.
This show just went so
wow.
off the rails.
Aren't you glad we're back on TV?
And we are back on TV.